Hi, I'm Carl Segno, and welcome to the Open Source News. We're here today with Matthew Colling, who's coming to us live from Accra, Ghana. Matthew is working currently for an NGO in Accra. He's a sociology student at Brigham Young University, and has been kind enough, even though it's very late at night and very warm, to offer us an interview on the NGO process as well as the situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We are here today with Matthew Colling from Accra, Ghana. I can't tell you how pleased I am to have him here. He is one step closer to me getting this done on time and holding true on my promises. Thank you for joining us, Matt. Matt currently is working on several projects involving NGOs, and we're just going to talk about one of them. Do you want to just say something about yourself?
Sure. My name is Matthew Colling. I'm a grad student down in America. In the middle of applying for my PhD programs, but currently I'm working for an NGO in Ghana, in Accra, and I'm on my way to work with another NGO, Bukavu, in the eastern Congo region, where a lot of the wars just broke out recently, that you may have heard of on the news.
Of course he's going anyway.
Of course.
I'd just like to start by getting some context on this. Can you tell me about the hunger banquet and what that was?
Sure. At my university down in the States, every year we run a hunger banquet. The hunger banquet consists of a dinner which we run over the course of 2 nights on a weekend, where we offer a meal to as many people as will come and pay the exact same rate to eat. We serve about the proportionality of food divvied up to the world. So approximately about 80% of the world population lives in poverty. And so 80% of the people who pay for their meals actually eat beans and rice, and they sit on the floor. Whereas 10% or 10 or 15%, the middle class, they eat on chairs on the side, and they get pizza and pop. And then a lucky 5%, the wealthy minority of the world, they are waited on and served a fancy flying dinner, complete with all the courses of any meal that the wealthy are used to. And it does a good job of driving home a point of poverty and the distribution of things like food around the world. And so for us in a developed country to understand literally how lucky we are to have the resources we do have, sometimes it takes a drastic exercise like an object lesson such as this to hit the point home hard. Right. Now every year we raise approximately this year we raised $12,000. So students, just poor hungry students, raised $12,000 over the course of 2 nights, and $4,000 of those dollars I took to the NGO which we run in Bukavu, the DR Congo. And in the DR Congo we have a school called Sowers of Hope. So it's SOWERS of Hope, and we've been running this school for 6 years. It's in a region that's basically collected a lot of orphans from the Rwandan genocide fallout. And these orphans had no home, let alone a school to have an education provided for them. Through an incredible unfolding of events, we were able to establish a school and run it ever since solely on donations that we received from different people in America. Now, what we've tried to do as our business model for this school is set up things like cassava grinders in the region, and we've tried to establish many micro enterprise type things to kickstart an economy that's virtually dead.
I recall that there was a democratic element to this hunger banquet business with sociology students. Can you just talk a bit about that?
What?
There was you put the choice of what NGO to use the money on. You put that choice to sociology students.
Yeah, actually, the way we allocated the $12,000 that we raised was we gave the funds, basically, we put it in the hands of undergraduate students who were working or were taking an international development class. And this class allowed them to research individual NGOs that had already sent proposals for the money, and then to vote on it together as a group, the group that puts on the Hunger Banquet in the first place. It's called Students for International Development. So these students did all the research, they presented the issues from each NGO, and they decided which NGOs needed this money more. And those are difficult decisions when between, an African starving child and a South American, microenterprise business that could save farmers, from their children getting sick or whatever. I'll be going to the Congo within the week. I'll be there, and I will see where our money went, and I will be documenting exactly what we were able to accomplish.
Matt, could you tell me a bit about the region that you're going to be working in?
Yeah, absolutely. I will be going to the DR Congo, as I already mentioned. Now, this region has been ravaged by war. It's home to the largest UN deployment in the world of troops. And that tells you how dangerous this place is. General Nkunda has definitely thought about taking the region. It's a tenuous hold at best right now.
Can you just hold on? Can you explain to people who General Nkunda is? Because I've been following up on the news, so I have a sense, but I think it's not a name that a lot of people necessarily hear out here.
General Nkunda is a rebel general who's managed to rally a very substantial force of Tutsi rebels, mostly, in the eastern region of the Congo. And they've been fighting with DR Congo troops themselves, and they just took a city within the last month, and the DR Congo troops surrendered easily, as they didn't have enough equipment to defend the city at all. Now, this isn't surprising, and General Nkunda has called for the blending of the two armies, so his so-called enemies now he wants to join, which is more a political move to basically take over militarily.
It's kind of a coup then, that's the sort of situation.
Kind of more of an organized coup. You might see it in some light as. Well, it's yet to see if the UN officials who have been, the ambassadors who have been sent to broker a power deal are successful, but currently Nkunda has a free hand in the eastern region of the Congo. Now remember, this is the same region where a lot of the components and the elements that we use in all of our electronic devices, from cellular phones, laptops to computers, all come from. It's a huge, huge industry, the mining of a particular element which is used in all of those electronic gadgets around the world.
Thanks for watching the first half of our interview with Matthew Colling on the Congo refugee problem. Please tune in for the second half on the Open Source News, www.youtube.com/group/opensourcenews.